What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today for the Yankees postgame by the man himself, Brian DeGennaro. How are we doing today, Brian?
I'm feeling a lot better after that win. How about you, Pat?
I can't complain. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, right?
No, it was
But I'll
not.
take it. You'll take whatever you could get. The Yankees finish off their road trip in Texas, taking 3 out of 4. They lost that first one with Cole on the mound, which is kind of shocking. But they did the inverse of what we usually see them do, right? They lost the first one, but then they win the next 3. Usually they win the first 3, lose the final one. But before we get into today's game and how everything went down, shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's go. It's weird doing a post game at kind of like 5:30ish,
Yeah,
but I'll take
timing.
it. Let's take attendance / roll call. Shout out to Austin, Ed King, Lori Alfonso. We got Matt, Ultimate Warrior, Leanna, Amy. We got Austin, Damian, Alfonso. We got Daniel, Joseph, Anthony, Luigi, CJ. We got Jake, Bright, Wolfie Lord, Jesse Dominguez, PTR, Kyle. Who else? We got MYY recaps in the chat. Shout out to Derek.
What's up, Derek?
You remind him of Dexter Morgan. Do we know who that is?
I don't know who's Dexter.
I have no, Derek.
Why
I
don't you look
have
it up and pull
no
up a
clue.
picture if we can find it?
No, yeah. But listen, let's start things off today, kind of by going over the Yankees box score.
Oh, the guy from Dexter.
I've never seen that show.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think I've seen like a
I'll take that as a
poster of the
compliment.
show.
I mean, he's pretty good looking, so.
He doesn't have a
objectively
beard
speaking.
though, I don't think.
No,
No.
I mean, maybe he does in real life, but I don't think in the show he did. I don't know.
No. But
Anyway, I appreciate it.
Let's look at the Yankees box score from today. I feel like there were a lot of hits throughout the game for both teams, but they didn't really score a lot of runs based off those hits. It seems like every inning, both sides would kind of start off with 2 leadoff singles, and then nothing would happen after that. But as far as the Yankees lineup goes, DJ went 0 for 4, lowered his average to 267. I feel like DJ, his average has hovered over like that 267, 275 mark just about all season. It's not too bad, but I think once he gets rolling, he will boost that back up to kind of like 300. But your boy Brett Gardner, 2 for 3, boosted his average up to 200. How are we feeling about that, Brian?
Oh, you know how much we love Brett Gardner in the 2-hole. So, like, just a big monster day from him today.
Clearly it's working. But Voit 0 for 3. I guess DFA Voit, right? Kind of no place on this team at this point. Yeah. Rougned Odor 0 for 3 as well. Glaber 1 for 4 today. Gary 1 for 4. Ford 1 for 2. My man Ford ran into one. He almost hit it out to center field.
Really close.
Just missed it. But Gio came in as a pinch hitter, got himself an RBI under his belt with a walk. Andujar 1 for 4. And then Aaron Judge. The 2 pinch hitters today are the 2 that drove in the RBIs. Judge is low-key. I posted this on Twitter. He's very low-key, having an amazing MVP-like season. I feel like not enough people are giving him credit for it just because he's had such drastic highs and lows, I guess. But, I mean, look at that stat line. He's batting 297 with a 972 OPS. He has, I'm pretty sure he's one of the league leaders in home runs as well. Solid season for Judge. But I would say the guy of the afternoon was Domingo Germán, right? For the second straight day, the Yankees got a fantastic pitching performance. Obviously not as good as Kluber's last night.
It's hard to beat that. So.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow that up. But Germán did go 7, 6 hits, no earned runs, 5 Ks. Lowered his season ERA to 3.05. That's kind of solid. I think with today's start, Germán has, can we say he solidified himself as the Yankees' number 3?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, he's been solid all year. Like, to my surprise, I don't know about you, but I was not expecting him to be this good.
No. I think the send down to AAA kind of changed everything for him, right? Because ever since he came up, he's been a completely different pitcher. He just executes pitches and doesn't really get himself into too much trouble. No walks today. His control was a major issue when he first started the season. So shout out to Domingo Germán. He's definitely been a key part of the Yankees rotation lately. But bullpen came in after him, did their job. As usual, Chad Green, clean inning of work. Chapman, clean inning of work as well, besides the walk. There's not enough good things to say about Chapman.
Chapman is unbelievable. He's yet to let in an earned run. Like,
it's stupid.
He's just been unbelievable. Like, he didn't even have his best stuff today. He was a little bit wild, lost some control. You know, he gave up a walk, but he was still able to just blow it by everybody. It's just
No,
incredible to watch.
that's a good way of incredible. I like that word.
Incredible.
Like Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, he is Mr.
But
Incredible.
But I know. Listen, the Yankees finish off this whole road trip now, from Tampa to Baltimore to Texas, 7-3.
Yeah.
I think we said going into this road trip, as I think this is like the third time going into a road trip where we kind of predicted the record properly. But we said 7-3 would be the ideal situation. Now, obviously, going into Texas, you would probably expect to take 3 out of 4 with Game 1 being the win. But the Yankees lost Game 1. The Texas lineup looked unstoppable, just ripping Garrett Cole to shreds. We're like, all right, well, maybe we're screwed for this series. And they really just flipped a switch, turned it around. They haven't given up an earned run since the 5th inning on Tuesday, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
The Yankees pitching really just locked it in and said, you know what, Texas, like, you walked all over our ace, so I'm like, now you're done. Like, now you're screwed.
Yeah. What's impressive to me, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but they went 7-3 on this road trip, and it didn't seem like they were even playing that well.
No.
You know, like, especially the offense has not looked great. We've been, leaving a lot of runners on, not getting hits with runners in scoring position. I mean, you only got 2 runs today, but it was enough. So
yeah,
that's what's impressive to me is the fact that, like, they can get better than this.
No, I would have to agree. And I kind of saw before we went live, someone said Yankees won, but, like, Pat's probably going to complain. Listen, maybe there's...
Complain.
Yeah, I can't complain, but there is something to complain about.
Yeah,
I can understand why people are going to be frustrated with the Yankees offense, but you can't really complain about it right now because the pitching has stepped up in a massive way.
Absolutely.
And if the pitching hasn't really stepped up as they have lately, the Yankees would be screwed. Just because the offense has been that bad, where giving up any more than 2 runs probably loses the game.
Yeah, especially today. Look at that.
Brutal. Because if the pitching would have given up 3, the Yankees would have lost.
Yeah,
and
normally 3 runs is good from the pitching.
Yeah,
but...
and if you look at the Yankees' base running miscues, that's something that could be just like, bro, what is going on with their base running issues? I genuinely don't understand where the IQ is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I agree, but I also think that a couple of those issues today were just really nice plays by the Rangers. I mean, that was a heads-up play to get Ford at third. I mean, he didn't really take that big of a turn towards home, so it was just a really nice play. It was a really nice play. But still, the base running errors need to stop. They need to be a little bit more careful and aware of what's going on.
No, yeah, and also, I mean, the double plays, that's something that seems like bites the Yankees so much.
It's ridiculous.
But I don't want to knock the offense too much because I do think they're going to get hot eventually. I feel like we've been saying this for so long. We're just still waiting on it. Hopefully, maybe this homestand is where they get things done. I don't know. But this is going to be a big stretch of games coming up for the Yankees. Only because they're facing quite a few good teams in a row. So they start off this weekend with a 3-game set against the White Sox. Then the 3-game set against the Blue Jays. So they have these 6 games at home. Then they go to Detroit for 3 games. It's a 3-game road trip. I'm still a little bit confused by that. Yeah. But then they come back home for another 2 series against the Rays and the Red Sox. So we're looking at 4 of the next 5 series are against pretty good teams.
Yeah, except for the Detroit series. But
yeah,
I mean, this weekend is going to be really interesting to watch because I don't know how you feel, but the White Sox I think are probably the second best team in the AL after the Yankees, if we're saying the Yankees are first.
I'd agree.
Like, I mean, that's going to be exciting to watch. And they're a really good team. They're hot right now. So I'm actually really looking forward to that.
And they're going through some chaos right now. So maybe the Yankees can take them at a solid time.
I mean, I think the Yankees are in a great position to win that series. Like,
easily.
Yeah. Pitching has been so good recently. We're going back home. A couple of guys are starting to get hot. Like, Aaron Judge still looks really hot.
Yeah.
So, I think we're in a really good position for that series.
And, I'd really like – we say this all the time, but I'd really like the Yankees to make their mark this series and kind of just, like, solidify themselves as the team to beat in the American League. Even though records might not really show that right now, I think right now the American League is a 2-team race. That's between the Yankees and the White Sox. I don't see any other team really in the American League kind of putting up a fight down the stretch and into the postseason as the Yankees and the White Sox do. So you take this 3-game series in the Bronx and kind of just use it to dominate them, hopefully. right?
Yeah,
I mean, that would be the ideal situation. Also, bro, get Rougned Odor to absolutely pimp a home run and watch Tony La Russa cry himself to a senior home. Literally. But moving on.
That's great.
I do want to bring up Vince's comment. DD juice needs to be injected into Yankees, the Yankees lineup.
Give me some Dietrich juice.
Now, we love Derek Dietrich. However, I saw a comment today on one of our videos. Someone said, "Oh, if you guys keep talking about Dietrich, I'm going to unsubscribe." Listen, if you guys don't like that we talk about Derek Dietrich for maybe 5 minutes out of a 30-minute stream, you can unsubscribe. Like, you have my permission. So, listen, I still love Derek Dietrich. We're going to talk about what we want to talk about. Nothing's going to change that. But, let's see. Let's take a look at another comment here. Austin Lugo says, Pat, the last 2 games the Yankees have had a punt lineup, and we won both. Is that the key? But let's also remember, yes, the past 2 games the Yankees have had a punt lineup, but they didn't win because the offense has been good.
No,
they won because the pitching has been immaculate.
And today, the 2 runs were scored by pinch hitters. So, yeah, they had the punt lineup, but their good hitters came in to score the runs. So
yeah, but like the only way to describe their pitching these past 2 games has been immaculate.
Yeah,
that's the only word.
Just so good, just so good. And the bullpen continues to dominate, which is No,
I know, bro. Like but it's so weird because we've mentioned this so often lately, and it's kind of odd. Usually at this point in the season, we're like, "Oh, Yankees bats are so good, but we have no pitching." Bro, it's the inverse. This is the anti-Yankees. Yeah. We're looking at a team with ridiculous pitching, but no offense.
We're the Mets.
I mean, not as bad. Like, we don't have Cameron Maybin batting 3rd, but like, no, we're the Mets.
We had Brett Gardner batting 2nd, which is probably worse.
You know, you have a point. Yeah, you have a point. Let's see. Let's take a look at another comment. Has anyone else noticed the Yankees are hitting more base hits than homers?
Yeah, not a lot of homers at all this series, right?
Well, I mean, if we're talking like recently, sure, but I think the Yankees are 2nd in the league in home runs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like it. I will double check on that, but it really does feel like they haven't hit a bunch this season
it feels
at
like
all.
No one other than Judge has hit anything.
All right, so if we're looking at home runs. As far as the American League goes, the Yankees are they're tied for number 3 with the Twins and the A's with 56. So, You know who actually leads the American League in home runs?
Who?
The Blue Jays. All those teams are kind of neck and neck. The Blue Jays are in 1st with 58, Red Sox in 2nd with 57, and then 3 teams are tied with 56.
What's going on with the Red Sox, man? Are they for real?
Weird.
Like,
no.
Are they for real?
No.
Because they're still hot.
Listen, anytime someone in the chat like comments and like, "Oh, like the Red Sox lost today," I genuinely don't care. They mean nothing. The Red Sox are not a good team. They're going to collapse eventually. Look at their pitching, bro. It's not good whatsoever. Anybody who's currently concerned about the Red Sox, don't be. They're going to walk into Yankee Stadium. We're going to sweep them, bro. Easy.
Hey, man, I hope so.
Wait until they face good pitching. I'm telling you. Let's see. Shout out to Jesus Chavez with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. Wade and Higgy over Frazier any day. Yes, Jesus is the biggest Frazier hater ever. So, listen, I haven't ripped on Tyler Wade though. Tyler Wade has been solid.
He's been pretty. Yesterday he was pretty good. So
yeah, and the day before as well.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he had a 3-hit game.
Bro, like literally, if he could just bat even 250, I'd be happy with him.
Same. But Austin Lugo does have a point. If we want to demolish Chicago, it's going to be tough. Because tomorrow is Rodon versus Monty. And Monty had a pretty rough outing his last time out. But I think it's a winnable game for the Yankees, right? I mean, Rodon is having a solid ass season, but I don't think he's untouchable.
Yeah, as long as we don't have a punt lineup in there, I'll be happy.
I don't think we will.
No,
no. It really just depends who's healthy, right?
Yeah, exactly. We haven't gotten any news on Stanton, right?
No.
Well, I guess that's good.
No news is good news sometimes, unless they're hiding something. I don't know. But Matt has a good question that I kind of ask all the time too. Brian, why is your bed perfectly made every day? But chat, here's the funniest
Doesn't
part.
even look good.
Okay, but here's the funniest part, chat. I'll come on with Brian right before we go live. I'll be like, Brian, your bed like looks ridiculous. You have like OCD or something? He's like, what do you mean? It looks like trash. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's like asymmetrical. It's
So you have OCD.
ruffled. I don't have OCD because I don't feel the need to go back and fix it. I'm just saying, like.
Okay, but I think everyone in the chat can agree your bed looks perfect.
Well, I aim to please chat, and chat. I know chat likes a well kept bed, so let's
Oh god, I love it. Pat, tell me if I'm wrong, but send Ford down, call Didi up so he can pimp a bomb off the White Sox and Lion at TLR.
Here's why you're wrong. They should just DFA Ford because I'm done with him.
Yeah, don't even send him down. Bro, he's wasting the time in AAA. Just literally just ship the dude off to the moon. I don't know anymore.
I love the idea. I don't know why Ford is still on this team. Because we have DJ to back up Void at first now. So it makes way more sense to have Dietrich on this team.
Well, I mean, okay, here's my thing. So Dietrich is probably going to cost the Yankees more money, though. And I think that's probably why they haven't done it.
Yeah, I guess.
It would give the Yankees a bunch more versatility, though, because Dietrich does also play first, so he could kind of be the backup first baseman. But then he also plays multiple positions in the infield and the outfield. So if you're talking versatility, I know we're beating a dead horse at this point. But, like, Dietrich is so much more valuable than Ford any day of the week.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I'd even take Florial over him. I mean, at this point...
I wouldn't.
No,
At this point, I don't think so. Just because we've kind of talked about this lately, right? I think the Florial hype is a little bit overblown. I say this all the time. We're talking about a guy who, prior to the season, hasn't really played much above single A. He did pretty good in Double A to start the year, but he's struggling in Scranton. Regardless of what you see on Twitter of like the occasional home run or triple, he's struggling down there. I'm pretty sure he's batting like 100 through like 7 games or something. He's not ready for Major League pitching.
I agree. Like, he's definitely overhyped, but I mean, I'm just so done with Ford at this point. They're like,
same.
Like even just the opportunity for Florial to come up would just make me happier than having Ford here. Like, there's no point in having him here. He adds no value to this team.
Here's my thing. As long as Florial picks it up within the next month or so, I think we'll probably see him by July.
Yeah, probably.
For sure. But right now, it's tough to really call a guy up. Like, he's batting 229 in 9 games. Is that right? Oh, no, he's not. He's batting 118 in 4 games. I was looking at his Double A stats. But if he doesn't really pick things up, it's tough to kind of look at him struggling in AAA and be like, wow, we're ready to call him up to the majors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't realize he was doing so badly.
Well, I mean, I didn't either until I actually looked at the stats, because the thing is, you check Twitter and all you see is like a video of his home run, right? You don't really see any kind of stats behind that. But let's take a look at another one of these comments here. Luke says, I think we'll find out later in the year that Cora is doing some shady stuff in the Red Sox dugout. Trash Can Gate 2.0. Now, I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't know if people are going to rip me for it. I think Alex Cora is a very good manager. And I think that we need to credit most of the Red Sox success this season to Alex Cora returning to that clubhouse. And just because I think he set such a winning pace, and I think he just kind of changed the mentality, because if you look at the Red Sox roster from last year compared to this year, it's not that significantly different at all. So I think that they're kind of overachieving thanks to the mentality that their manager sets in the clubhouse. I've always thought he was a solid manager, even before the whole cheating thing. Obviously, it kind of negates it a little bit, but regardless, I think he's solid.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely. He's definitely better than Aaron Boone.
No, yeah, but that's my thing. It's like we could hate Alex Cora for the whole cheating scandal and whatnot. I think it's a totally different situation than AJ Hinch. I think AJ Hinch is not a good manager.
Yeah.
I think Alex Cora is.
No, I would agree. And I think that, like, with the Red Sox cheating scandal, it wasn't as big as what the Astros did, you know, like, so I don't really care that much about it. I think he is a good manager. I'd agree.
But bro, like, you say that, and then like some people are like, "Oh, he's a Red Sox, so you have to hate him." No, especially because
I hate him, but I gotta respect him.
I don't hate him. I really don't, and it's kind of getting to a point where I don't hate the Red Sox anymore.
Yeah,
it's kind of getting to that point. How could you hate the Red Sox?
Well, when they're not competitive, you know, it's like
But that's what I'm saying.
Like the only reason that there's been any kind of rivalry between the Yankees and Rays recently is because the Rays have been good. So it's just like whatever team is the thorn in our side is the rivalry of the time. But like there's always like this baseline hate for the Red Sox for sure.
No, sure, but I feel like you go up. Let's say the Yankees have multiple series coming up, right? We're looking at the White Sox, Tigers, Rays, Red Sox. Okay, out of those teams, I think that the Rays are probably our biggest rivals, and the Blue Jays are probably the second biggest. I think the Red Sox are probably number 3 on that list right now. Is that crazy to say? I think the Blue Jays are much more competitive to the Yankees than the Red Sox are.
Yeah, but you're looking at it differently. Like, I don't see a rivalry as just competition. You know, because then you could just say whatever team is good is your biggest rival. But that's not really what a rivalry is. Like, definitely the Blue Jays and the Rays are, like, our biggest opponents.
Competitors. The biggest competitors.
Competitors,
sure.
Yes, absolutely. But I still feel like there's... The only rivalry that's coming up is the Red Sox. Like, the Rays, it's not a rivalry. It's just... They're just a thorn in our side. They're annoying. They win against... They beat us, you know?
Yeah.
But they're not a rival. I don't see them as a rival the way that I see the Red Sox as a rival, you know?
Yeah, but I think the whole Red Sox being a rival is it just comes from the history, right?
Yeah.
You look at the past.
Absolutely. It's not current. Like,
no.
This Red Sox team is not really... I mean, obviously, they're in first place right now, so I really can't say much, but I don't see them as the big competition, you know?
No,
the
but
Rays
also...
are the big competition in the AL East.
But also, here's my thing. I don't know if my perspective has changed a little bit because we haven't played the Red Sox yet this season, so I'm kind of indifferent to them.
Maybe.
But, like, they don't really have players who are too hateable. Like, Xander Bogaerts is kind of hard to hate.
That's true.
JD Martinez is kind of hard to hate.
Yeah. No, but that's been true for the past few years. But
2018, they were hateable, though.
Yeah.
They were really annoying in 2018.
But, like, I never hated Mookie Betts. I always, like, admired the guy, you know?
Same
thing with JD Martinez. Like, these are guys that, like, are really respectable players. It's not like when we had David Ortiz and Pedro Martinez and
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez, like all those idiots. But
but Santito says the Red Sox are at the top of the division. How can you not hate them right now? But this is exactly what I said, bro. You look at the standings. Okay, bro, they're 1 game up on first place. One game up. They are so much on the decline. It's not even funny. I can guarantee you guys that by the trade deadline, they're probably going to be below 500 easily.
Wow.
Yes. I can almost guarantee that. You look at their record right now, they're 8 games above 500. They are going to plummet so hard. It's not even funny, bro. The Red Sox are such a pretender. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't see them as the
now. Then again, my perspective might change if they walk into the Bronx and sweep us.
Yeah,
that's totally different.
We haven't seen them yet this year, but they don't scare me. They really don't.
No, but also I think part of that stems from the fact that in the past few years we've faced like genuine rivals. Like the Astros are a genuine rival of the New York Yankees. The Rays have become a genuine rival of the New York Yankees. The Yankees-Red Sox rivalry has been nothing since 2018. So I think if you look kind of in the more recent span, so of the past 3 years, it means nothing at all. But moving on here. Pat, Nick Pivetta on the Red Sox is 5-0 with a sub-2 ERA. Does he actually have a sub-2? Shout out to Nick Pivetta. I don't see him keeping up that pace. Listen, I think also what we need to remember is that it's the middle of May. Well, we're kind of like inching towards the end of May here. But like, I'm not getting too concerned with like players' performances at all. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's still a very small sample size. Like, that's why the 60-game season last year kind of didn't really mean much. Simply because if this was a 60-game season, we'd be like 9/10 of the way through. We're currently on game 44, so there would be 15 games left. Any guy's performances now would just be an entire season last year.
Bro, like I'm looking at the Red Sox schedule right now, and it's just been a joke. Like they played Baltimore, Minnesota, Toronto, the Mets, the Rangers, the Tigers, Oakland.
But this is what I'm saying.
The Angels, like they're just playing really bad teams. That's why they're beating up on them. Like,
but that's exactly what I'm saying, Brian. If you look at their schedule coming up, it's the complete opposite. Yeah, they're going up against.
Yeah, they're gonna plummet.
they're going up against the Phillies, Braves, Marlins, Astros, Yankees, Blue Jays, Braves again, Royals, Rays. Like, they have a decent amount of competition coming up. So I think this next month or so is really going to mean a lot for them. But, yeah. As Ed King says, the Red Sox hate us. We think they're cute. Literally. Bro, I look at them like they're a fun little dog.
You got to give the Red Sox more credit. They are a genuine rival of the Yankees. Now, if you said that about the Mets, that's fair, because the Mets have never been a genuine rival of the Yankees. They just see us as their rivals for whatever reason. But the Red Sox really are a genuine rivalry.
They are. But I think we could also make the argument.
I think the only one.
But also, I don't know if people are going to hate me for saying this. The Red Sox have dominated this rivalry in the past 20 years.
Yeah, since
dominated.
2000, pretty much, yeah.
Well, since 2004, I would say the Red Sox have been historically good. Yeah. Literally. Like, bro, before we get to that comment, you look at, they won the 2004 World Series, came back from that 3-0 comeback. 2007, they won. 2013, they won. 2018, they won. Demolished us in the playoffs. So, like, give credit where credit's due. They have had a better 20-year span than us. But in the past few years, the Yankees have definitely owned them. But I want to bring up this comment. Daniel said, I like how Pat throws the Royals in there still. Bro, I'm bringing up, like, all these good teams. I'm like, and they're playing the Royals. You know Benintendi's going to have a solid-ass series.
Are they still on, like, a 15-game losing streak?
Probably. Bro, I want to see their record now, actually.
Oh.
It's probably sunk pretty far. They're 20-22. I think that just goes to show how hot they were to start the year.
Yeah, really.
Because
like 12 in a row?
Yeah. No, they went on a really bad stretch like that.
So what were they, like 20-10? They must have been something around there.
They had the best record in the American League at one point. Stupid. So stupid. Let's see. Did you hear about the Jays link to Jose Berrios from the Twins? I did not. But the Twins are actually a team I find interesting because they've underperformed so badly this year. It's crazy. It's the J-Hap effect. You put J-Hap anywhere, he literally just makes a team 1,000 times worse. Let's see what we got in the chat. Let's see. Jamie says, I agree with Pat. Boston's board pitching will catch up with them. You look at the Yankees and the Red Sox, kind of like comparing them right now, right? I would love to have the Red Sox lineup with the Yankees pitching. Could you imagine that? But that's exactly where I'm coming from, though. It's very easy to, I guess, all right, this is where my whole Yankees are going to overtake Boston by a lump sum soon is coming from. One, the Red Sox right now are cruising because their pitching is kind of overperforming and their offense is ridiculous. You look at their pitching, it's going to come back to earth, right? But the Yankees offense is going to come back to earth in the sense of rising up, right? The Yankees can only go up from here. The Red Sox can only go down from here. The Red Sox have hit their peak. The Yankees have yet to hit their peak.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is right now. And I think anybody who's discrediting that is a little bit, I want to say, what's that called? Like, you're too caught up in the moment. You're not looking towards, like, the future with an open mind. Yeah,
but also, I think, just generally speaking, the Yankees' pitching is much better. And
by far,
that's really what's going to be the key, because their lineups, I would say, are probably similar. Like you said, you'd probably rather the Red Sox lineup, but
yeah,
I think at the end of the day, they're probably about even. But the pitching is no competition. Like, the Yankees have such better pitching.
Would we say that the Yankees have the best pitching in the American League?
Who would be their competition? I mean,
the White Sox.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you
I'd take the Yankees, man.
No, I think I would too. But I mean, if you look at the American League pitching team stats, if you're gonna go by ERA, the White Sox are number one. Mm-hmm. The Yankees are number two, but not by far. The White Sox have a 3.28 team ERA. The Yankees have a 3.35. But if you kind of put everything together, I think the Yankees are much better in the sense of their bullpen is 10 times more reliable too.
That's true.
So if you pair the rotation with the bullpen, the Yankees have, and this is going to feel crazy to say this, the Yankees have the best pitching in the American League.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, even
Just saying.
I don't want to say in major leagues because I mean there's some good pitching teams. But
yeah, I'm not gonna go above and beyond and say they have best pitching in the majors, but I would say it's top 5.
But it's
you kind of
the thing is you gotta realize like it's really deep too. Like their starting rotation is great, but they got guys in the minors that could come in and fill in like at any time.
Oh yeah.
Their bullpen is incredibly deep. You got several guys that can come in any situation and throw a shutout inning. Like that's so key to have, especially in like a playoff situation. If you have a good starting rotation and a great bullpen, like that's what's gonna win you a championship. So
for sure. And I think kind of the thing is with the Yankees is they've won, I think, 6 straight series at this point. So if they just continue on this trend and keep winning series, they're going to be in first place in no time, as Chibuzi says.
Yeah.
But there was something else I want to bring up. Austin Lugo says, Pat, who's been the worst starter for the Yankees so far? I would say
Probably
if I had to give like a tier ranking, right, from worst to best, I would say you got Jameson Taillon at the top as far as being the worst. Then Montgomery, Herman, Kluber, Cole.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right?
And that probably aligns with their ERA as well. But
no, it probably does.
But I would agree. Yeah, Taillon just has not looked.
It's been very disappointing.
Good. Yeah.
You think he's gonna come around?
I really hope so, man. Like I'm just really hoping that he's shaking off the dust a bit after not having pitched for 2 years, and then by the All-Star break he can start getting it together. Because we don't need him to be great. We just if he could just be a solid number 5, I'd be
solid
happy.
4. I'd take a solid 4.
Ideally, but
It just sucks because going into the year we thought he was going to be our solid number 2.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey,
Nicholas says,
let's do this first.
All right. Nicholas says lowest whip in the MLB. I think they actually have the second lowest whip. So the Dodgers have the lowest. It's a .01 difference, but the Dodgers 1.06, Yankees is 1.07.
But the Dodgers get to pitch to pitchers
literally
1/9 of the time.
What were you gonna ask?
The way that Kluber has pitched so far this year, has it changed your mind at all about him possibly coming back next year?
Bro,
I know starting
so
off
funny.
the year, you said regardless of how he pitches, he's not coming back next year.
I know.
Do you think this changes at all? Like the way he's pitched, because
that's a big ass spider.
Okay, where? Not. I mean.
No, like in my room, bro.
Okay.
Do I kill it? Chat, do we kill it on live?
Spider kill stream.
I need like a. Wait, let me take a post-it note. Chat, get ready for this. Wow, that's a big spider. Imagine it bites me. Oh, this is quality content.
We might see Pat become Spider-Man right now.
R.I.P. 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 All right, moving on. So Corey Kluber. Let me get a hashtag R.I.P. Oh, yeah. Some people said don't kill it. But moving on to Corey Kluber. I did say in the beginning of the season that regardless of how he pitches, it was really. I didn't think that he was going to be coming back next year, but now this changes things a little bit. Just because.
Early, but I think the key here is how Taillon pitches, right? Because if he can't turn, because I think the plan was to have Taillon long term, Kluber just for the year, right? But if Taillon is as bad as he has been and Kluber's as good as he has been, like, I think you got to give him the bag.
No, I think you have to. And even if it's a multi-year deal, which he will likely be commanding, I think you have to do it. Just because who's better than him right now? What's a better option? Especially because I think the key, I'm telling you, Brian, I think the key is not how Kluber has performed. I think the key to Kluber re-signing is how Taillon has performed. And I think the fact that Taillon has been extremely underwhelming makes it all that more important, Kluber's role on this team. And I think that might be what leads to him re-signing, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, if he does end up re-signing, like that's a kind of 1-2 punch that you see in like Washington, you know?
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yeah. Let's see. Daniel goes and demonetized. I don't think that might be room for demonetization. I don't know. I mean, listen, I think he's still alive. He's not.
He's still kicking.
Bro, these streams are ridiculous. Like, there's just some things that happen. I'm like, all right, moving on. I don't like Cashman, but credit where credit is due. Kluber was a great move. It really was. It really was. Looking back, the fact that you could get Kluber for $11 million, and we kind of saw it as it was going to go one of two ways. And I kind of saw it as this as well. I either thought he was going to be really good or really bad. I didn't think there was going to be any sort of middle ground for Corey Kluber this season. And it ended up being, up until this point, he's been really, really, really good.
Yeah, definitely has exceeded my expectations.
By far.
Sure. Yeah.
Bro, you throw the first Yankees no-hitter in over 20 years.
Yeah. You got to give him some love, man.
You got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corey Kluber. I love that man. I said this last night after the no-hitter. That's one sexy-ass man.
Yeah, bro. I was so hyped when they signed him. Like, that was probably my favorite signing of the offseason. And, like, it's just so rewarding to see it, like, come to fruition.
Do you think he's going to keep it up?
I think he's probably
like. What do you think he's going to finish the season with?
What's his ERA at right now?
It's like a 3.06, I believe.
Oh, it's above 3. Yeah, I think it'll probably be around there, between there and 350. I think he might regress a little bit, but I think that he's been pretty solid, and it's hard to say that he's going to get bad from here.
Yeah, it would take a significant regression. Yeah, for sure. Lori says, yeah, that was a little baby spider, and Pat acted like it was a huge arachnid. All right.
Acting like it's Mothra.
All right, because here's my thing. I was just chilling. Bang, spider appears out of nowhere. Maybe I was a little bit over dramatic when I said, wow, huge spider. But in the moment, bro, bugs look huge. I'm not a bug guy. Not a bug guy.
Not a big fan of bugs.
You are?
No.
Who is a bug guy? If you're a bug guy, you're a certified psycho. Genuinely, you're a psychopath.
Fair.
You remember when I had flying ants?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was
brutal.
content.
Imagine I was live for that. We tried recording an episode. It was like last summer. Bang, flying ants. Because that's a thing. But Henry says the Yankees took 3 out of 4 with no Stanton. I think, look, that kind of goes back to what we were saying before. Oh, no, it's a 2.86. So I guess it was above 3 before the no-hitter. Okay. That's actually really good. That's really good.
Really good. Yeah, I'd expect him to end somewhere around 325. Like that's
bro,
where I would expect.
As long as he finishes below 4, which I think is very realistic at this point, I'll be so satisfied with the Kluber season. It's not even funny. So, bro, I'd be more satisfied than like those Snickers commercials. They're like, oh, you're not you when you're hungry, have a Snickers. That's like, that was me before the season. And then Corey Kluber's like my Snickers bar. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Do you not get the analogy?
I get it.
Oh, okay. No, it's like
the
construction worker and the commercial.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I got it.
No, yeah. But chat, like I always say, that is gonna wrap things up for today's Yankees postgame. Like I said, Yankees did win 2-0. Finished off this road trip going 7-3. Love to see that. But they do start a 3-game set tomorrow against the Chicago White Sox. Back to normal start times for the games, so no more 8 o'clocks, which I'm kind of going to miss. But tomorrow's game starts at 7, and then I believe Saturday and Sunday are both at 1. So we'll be live for pregame and postgame for both. Tomorrow's pregame, we'll go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a recorded video going up at 12 tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Appreciate everyone for stopping by all the time. Appreciate all the love. But that is going to wrap things up. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. If anybody wants to purchase any merchandise, link is in the description. Discord link is in the description. You guys know it already. But stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. See you tomorrow. Peace.